together and harboring, sorry, I got passionate. Hey guys, and welcome back to Tati TV. So this is my edition of Vlogmas Day 5. Today's video, as you all seen by the title, we are going to be talking about all things that girl bosses need to take into 2020, okay? Things that we all need to implement, not just in 2020, but like we should start now. So before I hop completely in, make sure if you haven't already, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, comment down below. If you're an entrepreneur yourself, make sure you go ahead and comment down your website. If you haven't created a website yet, you can comment your Instagram or your launch date, and also just notate the things that you're going to be selling, because you never know who will come across this video. First thing I'm going to say is to be confident. And I know that may seem like super cliche, but it's very necessary step, because when you're not confident in yourself, you're not going to be confident in anything that you do, whether it's YouTube, whether it's a business, whether it's driving, whether it's writing a book. Like, you just have to exert confidence. You just have to exert confidence in everything that you do, just so that it can turn out the best that it can be. And I know it's not realistic for a person to be like 100% confident. I don't think there's a person in this world who is. As confident as a person can naturally be, I think is a great first step. Number 2 that I have on my list is to be consistent. This is something that I'm actually struggling with. This can go in any aspect of your life. If you're a college student, you have to be consistent with your studies. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to be consistent with promoting your business. Just want to stay consistent and stay on top of the things that matter most to you. Next on my list is to try and be positive as possible. And I think gratitude just takes you a long way. When you're grateful for the things that you have, I think it's easier for you to manifest better things for yourself as well. Just grateful for the people that you have, the mindset that you have, the air that you breathe,
all that good stuff.
Do not compare yourself to others.
Say it louder for the people in the back, you said.
Do not compare yourself to others.
Why is that?
Oh, let me explain.
So earlier I touched a little bit on manifestation and positivity and gratitude, and I feel like when you compare yourself to others, it honestly just takes away from those things, because it's like you're just sitting there like, oh my goodness, like this person is getting 200 orders a day and I'm only getting 1 a week. Look, anytime I get an order, whether it's 12 days in between, 20 days in between, 2 minutes in between, you just have to find a way to be grateful, because it's like that person didn't have to, you know, take the time to go into your website and shop with you, and they did, and that's something that you should just be happy about. And then to take away from that feeling, to look on someone else's Instagram and be like, oh my goodness, I'm excited about 1 order and she got 20, like that's going to just create self-doubt. Number 1, it's going to create hate, which is going to again take away from the gratitude and the positivity, which is going to harbor on your confidence. And these, you see how all these things come together. Like, I promise you, the people that you are comparing yourselves to have been doing this for a long time, and they have the thoughts that you are having at this moment. They had the moment in their business that you're having at this moment. Nothing happens overnight. Well, of course, every once in a while there are a few people who have like this overnight success stories, as it seems, but even when you talk to those people, they say, I've been posting videos for years, people never knew about me, but now one day I just blew up, or my business was only getting 1 order every month, and then out of nowhere, like, I posted this ad and now my business is blowing up. Ultimately, you don't know their full story. That's number 1. Number 2, you don't want to take away from your moment, okay? Enjoy the moment that you're living in. Another important thing is for you to rest. Take care of yourself, okay? I just feel so restless sometimes, like, because as y'all know, if anybody watches my entrepreneur vlogs, if you haven't, I do have, I'll, you know, tag a few of them up in the cards. You have to make sure that on the times that you do give yourself off times or off days, that you allow that. Like, you have yourself a spa day, which I'm having this Friday, and I'm so excited, and I'm going to vlog it for you guys. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Just make sure that you are treating yourself and taking care of yourself, because at the end of the day, we work hard as girl bosses, and you just want to, you know what I'm saying, you got to keep it tip top. You got to keep your mindset on fleek, body on fleek. Accountability, I think, is something that's really important, okay? Be accountable for you. Don't expect much from other people. I know that sounds negative, but it's just like, when you don't expect anything from other people, you don't get disappointed. And that's where accountability steps in, because it's like, girl, everything that you want and need, you should expect from yourself. That way you have no choice but to get her done. I feel this is the good one just because of the times that we live in right now. It is okay to be normal. It is okay to be normal, my fellow girl bosses. For example, like, y'all have seen me come on camera in a bonnet. That's normal, you know. Like, some people may be like, oh, that's ghetto, oh, that's ratchet. But at the end of the day, when I'm inviting people into my channel, it's because I feel like I want to create like a family type of vibe on my channel. My family sees me in my bonnet, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be as authentic as possible, and it's okay to be that way. I don't feel like I always have to get on camera and just have basically the perfect image. Like, it's just not realistic. I feel like it's okay to be a normal, regular, day-to-day girl and still be, you know, able to consider myself a girl boss. It's okay to be you. If you like a jogging suit from Payless, I don't even know if they sell jogging suits, but the gag is, if you like that, wear that. Be you, baby. You also want to make sure you are smart with your free time. I'm going to do another video on like organization and productivity, but just make sure that you're smart with your free time, okay? You want to make sure that you create a healthy routine. One thing that I like to make sure is always in my routine is prayer and exercise. So those things may be different for all other people, but as long as you're on a routine, I think it's easier for you to get things done. You know that, okay, boom, let me wake up, let me write in my journal, boom, let me wake up, let me pray, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, just with the routine, it just makes things a lot healthier, and the day goes along a lot smoother when you know what you have to do, baby. It's important to write things down. At least for me, I love that pen and paper action. Like, for some reason, nothing hits the same. I can typing isn't gonna do it. Saying it out loud 20 times won't do it. I have to write stuff down. When I have an idea, boom, write it down, or I may forget. So something that also correlates with that is you want to make sure you're setting goals. Now, for my business owners out there, whether that's like, okay, every day I want to make sure that I'm making at least 1 sale, or in a week I want to make 20 sales, stuff like that. You want to make sure you set goals just so it can give you something to work towards. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's good to not compare yourselves to others, but your biggest competitor should be your yesterday self. You want to stay educated in your realm. Like, you want to make sure you're on top of the business world, the social media marketing and things like that. Like, for instance, I'm reading a book about marketing right now. I'm also going to do a video on books that, you know, you should read when you're an entrepreneur. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're just on top of that. You want to be educated. You want to feel confident in the things that you're putting out, the things that you're saying, the audience that you're reaching. This is another thing that I'm currently working on. That's why I'm reading the book, so that I can have the tea, honey. Ultimately, you just want to be smarter than you were yesterday. You want to stay up to date with things, not only in the business world, but just in the world in general. Stay on top of it, baby. Leave your pride and ego behind. I say that because, first of all, me, myself, and I know that I have struggle with that, you know, in my personal life as well as my business life. Just like as far as my business page, like, I'll have a little bit of, not pride, but just like, I feel like I don't want to, like, when I promote, sometimes I feel like I'm begging. And when you feel that way, you're only stopping your own bag. You're being your own worst enemy. Not only that, but also when you're a person that's very prideful and egotistical, you're probably not the best person to like work with or be around. So I think it's just important as a personal person and as a boss girl to just leave the pride and ego at home. You want to prioritize daily, just because it's like, you want to say, boom, number 1, this is most important in my day. And that could be a poop. If that's what's most important to you, then let it be, you know. But it's like, you just want to make sure that you list it so you can make sure, okay, I'm getting this done. The things that are at the bottom of the list aren't as important. That's the point of the list. So if you happen to run out of time and don't get to those, do them tomorrow, baby. Then they'll be at the top of the list. And remember, we talked about time blocks. So really, when you write a list, you should be able to make sure you're able to accomplish all those goals. But if not, they're at the bottom of the list for a reason, you know. Ball on a budget. Just because it's like, for me, like I say, for some people, if your bag is big enough, do you, boo. Or, I mean, at the end of the day, it's your bag, so do you, boo, at the end of the day. But for me, it's like, sometimes I have to think like, ooh, do I want to go in crazy, spend $400 at Fashion Nova, or do I want to spend $100 at Fashion Nova, invest $300 into my business? Don't treat yourself more than you're treating your business or your goals. You want to make sure you're staying around like-minded people. You know they say birds of a feather flock together. You may not have the exact same end goal. You just want to be around people who crave success and who are willing to do whatever it takes to get there, because when you're around that type of energy, it's just amazing. And I think it's a good idea to be around people who even have the exact same goal as you as well, but I just don't think that is an actual qualification. Like you're like, oh, I can't be friends with you because you want to be a nurse and I want to be a business owner. Like, don't be OD, but like, you just want to be around people who will motivate you and keep you on track, not pull you down. You want to wake up earlier. I think it's better to wake up earlier just because it gives you that time to decompress, gives you the time to pray and just manifest the things that you want for your day. And if you do yoga, you can do that just so that you can, you know, get your day started and you not feel so rushed. As well as, usually when you wake up really early, the people that you communicate with, depending, aren't up as early as you, so you don't have texts to respond to or missed calls and things like that you have to get onto right away. Last but definitely not least, this is the most important. I think it is so important to embrace failure. You have to be able to embrace failure. I had to learn this the hard way. Like I mentioned earlier, and harboring, sorry, I got passionate. Harboring on failure is like the biggest slap in the face, and again, you're gonna hold yourself back just because failure is a good thing. It teaches you something at the end of the day. Failure is there for a reason. It makes you grow as a person. It makes your business grow, and it's just a good thing. Like, don't let one small hiccup ruin your whole idea of you as a businesswoman, as you as a successful doctor, as you as a successful lawyer. Like, you can do it. It may take time. If you want it, you won't give up, and you will honestly do it. I felt like this was important. Like, start now. Like, we don't want to wait until January 1st, because when you say, oh, no, wait till January 1st, next thing you know it's January 10th, you're like, oh, I'm gonna start on the 15th. So I think it's just important to start now with all the goals that we have. If you have anything you would like to add to it, comment that down below as well. If y'all haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like, notification bell, and I will see y'all in Vlogmas Day 6. Bye.
And I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.